Are you about to watch this video and you're not liked and subscribed to it? Like the video, please. Just go down. It's right there. It's right there.
I did. I hit it. Have you hit it?
Welcome back to Starting Nine.
Let's go.
Episode 238. It's been a week. It's been a week in baseball.
Already,
there's a lot of good shit that we got to talk about in this podcast. Some sad stuff, too. Dallas. It wasn't exactly the happiest week as well, but there's a lot of good stuff that we got to talk about as well. It's a loaded show.
Already the ebbs and flows of the season.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. Check out the Starting Nine YouTube channel. All of the episodes are up there in full. Just type in Starting Nine on YouTube. Subscribe. Get that subscriber base up, and full episodes plus all of the other baseball content is on the Starting Nine YouTube channel. But Dallas, we had a phone call this week. Before we get into any of the topics, because obviously we got to get to Pujols, we got to get to the John Means no-hitter. We're going to get to the Yankees and Astros. A lot of stuff we got to talk about on the show. But before we get there, we had a phone conversation where we basically came up with what's going to end up being a year-long segment.
The Mount Rushmores.
Yeah. So I was just sitting there, and I was like, who? I was like, is it even possible now that Mookie's not here to unseat anyone that's on the Red Sox Mount Rushmore? Where I was like, it was David Ortiz, Ted Williams, Pedro Martinez, Carl Yastrzemski. It's like Mookie would have had a chance, I think, if he had stayed and taken the Dodgers deal. So then we started talking, debating the Red Sox Mount Rushmore on Twitter, and then we were on the phone, and it was like, why don't we just kind of every single episode for the next 15 weeks, we can debate every single team's Mount Rushmore, and then after we're done with that, we can make our Mount Rushmore of Mount Rushmores.
Yes, the Mount Rushmores. It's going to be a beautiful, because it's going to be a nice little dive into some greats, and I feel like we might even have to throw a caveat in there where we have maybe a current player that's with the organization that if they stayed with, that's just such a tough thing to do.
No, we don't have to go there. I think we should just deal in reality. But I think it's going to be great because I feel like people are going to I don't think there's going to be a ton, because I think what really is going to happen in most organizations is the debate is really in the tier 2 Mount Rushmore. I feel like a lot of teams have their cemented 4, and then there's that second tier of guys where you could definitely have a debate. For the Red Sox, there was 15 guys who had a case for that tier 2, but tier 1 was pretty rock solid. I think it's going to be interesting to see what we come up with, and I don't know. I feel like we'll leave it up to Dr. Claw for the order in which we go for teams. I don't want to go division by division. I think that's boring. I want it to be
because then you just start to check
by the way,
in
surprise. You
got to bounce around. Bounce around. But the fact that we're going to get to be touching on some, because I think what's cool too is just maybe you start to come across guys. Oh, I don't know, that might have Hall of Fame candidacies coming up. I don't think so.
Maybe
these are. Who knows? Maybe we'll see.
Could be. We will see.
I'm excited about that.
So I feel like if we pan that out, I think it ends up being September that we would get to the Mount Rushmore of Mount Rushmores.
Mount Rushmore of Mount Rushmores. That's the one. That's the one you're looking forward to. That's the mother lode.
Yeah,
that's the one we want. I'm here for that. Do you already have a? You already have an idea of where you're going? Do you think that diving into each organization's Mount Rushmore is going to alter what you already believe? Knee jerk?
I'm going into this with a completely open mind. I don't want to look that far down the road to think about what I might do at the end of it. I want to go through each team, make my own determination on what the Mount Rushmore is for every single team, and then by the time we get completed with all the Mount Rushmores, then that's going to be time to go to work.
Because we have to understand that there's going to be a marriage between maybe some statistical basis, but just you fall in love with guys, you like them for reasons that maybe don't reflect in the numbers. So it's going to be a combination of baseball love, just a good old vote for a good quality baseball man, Jared, and backing it up with the numbers, baby.
Yeah. Anyway, so Morning Wood Monday, Wednesday, Friday. It's on the Starting Nine Instagram. It's on all of our Twitters. It's on the Barstool main handle for Twitter. Check that out. One of the lead story. I feel like everyone's gonna have to say, and that's the crazy part about this story, as you can see behind me if you're watching on the YouTube channel. It's about Albert Pujols today.
Yep.
It's about Albert Pujols. But the crazy part about this story, I mean, like, if you're listening to this podcast, obviously you know what happened. The Angels released Albert Pujols from his 10-year, $253 million contract. What's he making, like $30 million this year?
Yeah.
So he gets released in the last year of his deal. And obviously everyone's mind goes to, damn, hell of a career. Thanks to the memories, end of the road. And then we find out like a couple hours later, Joe Madden was like, we just didn't have the playing time for him. He's a prideful guy, and he still wants to be an everyday player. What team is going to give Albert Pujols more playing time than the Angels already were? Because the Angels were only playing him as much as he was getting playing time because of the money that he was getting paid.
Right.
And now if a team brings him on for league minimum, which I don't even know that a team would do that at this point, what is their incentive to give him more playing time than he was already getting with the Angels? Like, it's just not happening.
No, the only incentive would be to have Albert come in and be that guiding light and be the person that's able to make an impression on some of their young talent that they might feel could benefit from having him around. How much?
What team is that in your mind?
Honestly, I don't know because
first team that comes to your mind when you say that. What team that needs Albert Pujols to be around their young guys? First team that comes into your mind.
The Marlins.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. But there's nowhere to hide. There's no DH. There's nowhere to hide him. You can't do that.
No, and that's like, trust me. That's why all of this doesn't make your head spin, because and I said this on the broadcast today. Today being Thursday when we were recording, A's just dropped another beat down from Toronto, but I said.
That was tough. Simeon fucking hit the shit out of that ball.
We don't need to talk about his 4 fucking hit game. It's tough because you understand where it's coming from, the move. Yeah. You understand. I wish that he would be able to go out on his own terms, and that very rarely happens for a guy. And then the next step down from that is not having injury completely derail you. Right? Like, if you go out on your own terms, you've been healthy for the most part, whatever, throughout your career, and you get to say, hey, just won the ship, done deal. Or arm can't take it anymore. I just threw 170 innings last year. I'm fine. I can go, but I've got to lay the body down. Those are different than not getting an opportunity somewhere, still feeling like you can produce, but realistically in your situation, straight up, who's the DH in Anaheim? Shohei
Ohtani. And that's as it should be. And it's I don't think anyone is.
How about
Walshy?
How about Walshy? This is the other thing. You got another power left-handed bat that is not only capable of producing in the outfield defensively, put him at first base if you need to. And the roster spot, Jared, is what is so valuable in the big leagues. You're being told right now, $30 million a year, not worth that roster spot. They'll pay that money to have somebody else come in and get the playing time, because that's valuable. How do you get that? The roster spot. So there just wasn't room to get the guys that are going to get the at-bats, their at-bats, because you're ultimately spinning your wheels. And I've got some thoughts on the Angels and doing what they are doing right now with Albert Pujols. But I'll let you kind of finish this up, because I don't want to just go on a complete rant right now. It just, you know what it is. The business side of it, the production side of it. And those two numbers just aren't adding up for the Angels.
That's why, my sensors went off when it started to seem like the narrative was going to become like Albert asking for his release. you're making $30 million a year, dude. Like, I don't think the narrative was, oh, well, Albert wanted to get released. It's like, no. Like, you can make $30 million a year, and that decision's going to come from the top because you still got to pay that guy out if you're gonna release him. So I don't know. That's kind of where I'm at on it. It was surprising, but then it's like it's not surprising. I mean, the surprising part about all of it is that he made it into the 10th year of the deal because, well, I believe he signed the 10-year deal going into his age 32 season.
Yeah, he's 32.
Which in reality was probably his age 35 season, maybe older. And he signed a 10-year deal, and he made it to the 10th season. So, like, if anything, we should be giving him a standing ovation for that.
Well, that is yes. The idea that you sign a 32-year-old up for a decade's worth of baseball and then find yourself at the end of the deal going, I just didn't think we were going to be able to find him the at-bats. Oh, you don't say. You don't say, because realistically, there's only been one 40-plus-year-old that has just been dropped off the face of the baseball planet that was still producing, right?
There's been a couple.
Has there?
A couple like 40-plus-year-old baseball players that still produce in their 40s?
No, that were then just dropped off the planet. Like not, like not even a sniff of action. Nothing.
Who are you referring to?
How old was Barry when he got dropped? Was he 40?
He was 42.
42?
No. Yeah, he was. I think he was in his 40s. Because I think he was still hitting homers at a rapid pace when he was like 40.
Yeah.
Barry's last season, I want to say, was his age 42 season. Yeah, it was. So Barry only played 14 games in 2005, which was his age 40 season. And then when he was 41 and 42, he still had a 999 and a 1045 OPS in those two seasons.
Yeah.
But I mean, like,
but come on, you can't sign a 32-year-old up for. Yeah, you can't sign a 32-year-old up for a decade of baseball and then at the end of it go, yeah, we just didn't see not being able to get him the at bat. Like, no, everybody kind of sees that coming. That's why, to your point, if he's able to squeeze out, like, hey, you got 2.5 weeks, maybe a month or so of juice out of the first month of the 10th year for Albert Pujols. So, but let me say this about the Angels, man. Like, this, I don't want it to rub me the wrong way, but when I look at the history of how things have gone with this organization and how they've handled situations with players, whether that be regarding off-the-field stuff in the past and how they've handled the human being, aside from what's happened on the baseball field, like
you're still sour about Josh Hamilton, which I'm with you on, but I feel like the handling of that was not like that's something that still is rubbing you the wrong way even today.
Well, not only that, but then like you think about everything that happened. I mean, man, like the Skag stuff, like
yeah,
like you got that, and now this, and here's my point is, a part of me has to believe to an extent that when you sign a guy up that's in Albert Pujols' position, historically in his career, what you're signing up is the milestones, because you're going to print that merchandise. Take a look at that signage behind you, Jared. At the end of it, there's an Angels uniform. There's a halo there. And, oh, man, I'm trying to find the quote from Artie Moreno that I saw earlier today that honestly got me thinking about this. And it was just like man, like, is that what it was about, really? Is that what it about? And I think the quote is this: the Angels organization proudly signed Albert Pujols in 2011 and are honored that he has worn an Angels jersey for nearly half of his Hall of Fame career. And, like, this isn't throwing any shade at Albert at all. The machine, the Hofer, like, not at all. But do you know what categories Albert Pujols led baseball in during his time as an Anaheim Angel or an Angel
Probably
of Anaheim?
grounded into double plays.
And that's it.
Is it really?
And that's it.
Well, I think he has like the major league record for grounding into double plays.
Correct. And he will, yes, he absolutely does the all time.
Yeah.
But the point that I'm making that is like, if you look at that quote, it's like, so you're happy that he gets to now have to make the decision, like, because what's he going into the Hall of Fame as, Jared?
I don't like. That's what I was going to ask you. Is
yeah, you don't have to ask me. Here's my answer.
No. That's what I was going to ask you. Is can you name besides, and I don't even know if you could name this. Name one like memorable moment that he had with the Angels.
It's really tough. Like because
so he hit a grand slam for his 600th career home run. Like in my mind, that's the only memorable moment that he had with the Angels.
Well, because like that was his 600th homer. Where'd that put him at in the 3,000 hit club?
I don't know. I know he's at like 3,200. So
did he surpass somebody with that hit as well? But like that's the point, right? So when he, like, if he's taking a picture, all those pictures, all those memorabilia items and everything that's getting sold, 600 this, the commemorative on the anniversary of blah 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 blah. That's all getting done in a Halos uni, and that's all Halos money getting cashed. So back to the point of signing him up for this, part of me has to understand that the business aspect of signing a guy up who's going to be hitting these milestones from a business perspective is going to have you cash out. Now, it would be cashing out a heck of a lot differently if he would have had anywhere close to the kind of production that he had during his first 10 years. But let's be real, man. Are you seriously asking for another decade's worth of a historical decade's run of production? And you think you're going to get it?
No, but I honestly, I think that the Pujols contract will be the last of its kind. Like with Miguel Cabrera, like Miguel Cabrera is on an extension. I'm talking like free agency. Like I don't think you're ever going to see something like that ever again.
Not like a 32-year-old? No.
10 years for a dude was literally 35. Never
think about
happen.
it. Unless you are just a stud, a phenom that talents just can't be suppressed, you're not getting to the big leagues until a certain point in time. And then if you don't produce in a certain window, they start to age you out, right? And they're going to be done with you.
Yeah.
So those windows of opportunity are closing every day. It feels like it's getting smaller and smaller, that window to get that big one. And again, you're only getting that big one if you are the elite of the elite talent.
Yeah. And he is. He is one of the greatest hitters who ever lived. Not just greatest right-handed hitters, not just greatest of this generation. He is one of the greatest hitters who ever lived, period. And we got to see it all. We got to live through all that. Came up in 2001, Rookie of the Year, won a batting title a couple of years later. And the one thing that I pointed out in the blog was that he won 3 MVPs during a time when Barry fucking Bonds was still doing his thing in his prime.
Yeah.
So to play in the same league as Barry during a time when Barry was collecting his 7 MVPs, that makes it even more special, I think. But yeah, I mean, I enjoyed the hell out of it. Obviously, the 2005 home run in Houston off Bradledge will always be my favorite home run of all time.
Heads up, Bobby Dynamite.
Yeah, like that was, it still is my favorite home run of all time. 2 World Series titles. Like the guy checked every box. He's got 3,000 hits.
Well, don't sleep on the defense either. Boy, was a Gold Glove.
What has he got? One Gold Glove or 2? No, he's got 2.
I think he's got 2.
Yeah, I think he's got 2. I think he got like 6 Silver Sluggers. But yeah, I mean the guy is an absolute legend, and I don't know how this ends, because I'm not sure there is a team out there that's going to be like, yeah, we can definitely guarantee you more playing time than what the Angels were giving you. I don't think that team exists in today's world. I don't care if it is for league minimum. It's more just the roster spot. Like, talking about the value of a major league roster spot right now cannot be understated. So if there is a contending team out there, I don't think that you're going to give Albert Pujols at this point in his career a roster spot plus the guarantee that he's going to play as much or more than what he was playing in Anaheim. So I hope it is kind of just one of those things where he takes a few days and kind of realizes that, or he kind of is talking to his agent and he's fielding phone calls and they're just like, yeah, there's not a team that's gonna play you every day, Albert. I'm sorry, but the Cardinals are interested in signing you for one day, and you can go back, put on the St. Louis uniform one more time, and say goodbye. Like that, he deserves that much. Like that's what I was saying before about how.
Well, that would be the ultimate. Like that would be the ultimate move, right? And like the ultimate.
Well,
baseball
if there's
is
one
romantic
organization.
Move.
If there's one organization that would kind of bend the rules and be like, yeah, you know what? Like we are contending for a championship this year and every single game counts. Like we might lose this division by one game, but we're willing to sign Albert for one day so that he can retire on his terms and not just like it would be a shame if the last of Albert Pujols was just a surprise release and then no other team wanted to sign him. Well, so I do hope that he does get at least the 1 day contract in St. Louis, and then he can retire like that.
Well, so I mean, obviously, if that happens, then that should answer everybody's question, if it even was one, about who he goes into the Hall as, right?
I don't think there's a 0% chance he goes in with the Angels.
So, back to my question about like the Angels, like how do you feel about that as a fan base?
I don't think they fucking care. I don't think fans...
not about the Hall. Not about the Hall specifically, but like you went out and you got this dude 10 years.
Oh, they feel robbed. I think they feel absolutely robbed, yeah. Which sucks because imagine being mad at Albert. Like, fucking guy, you know, he did so much for the game and he had such a great career. But if you're an Angels fan, especially a young Angels fan, you probably fucking can't stand Albert Pujols. Like imagine being like a 17-year-old Angel fan and you're just like, this Pujols guy fucking sucks. Like I hate him, get him off my team. Like I'm sure that there are fans like that exist and it's insane to me. But yeah, I mean, there's a 0% chance he goes in with the Angels and it just, I don't know. It is what it is. I mean, you can't blame the guy. Like you get that many years and that amount of dollars thrown at you. Of course you're gonna say yes. What are you gonna do? Like no, we'll pass. We'll take significantly less to go here or stay here. I mean, no, you take the money.
Yep, it's business, man. Yeah, and he, like you said, don't know that we're gonna see another contract like that because it was one of the first of its kind, and it's just the like, yeah, no, man. Mm-mm. Decades worth of baseball, you're not going to see that. I mean, what do we got? We got Bryce
You
Harper.
can see it with like younger guys.
Tatis.
I think you can
see
it.
Yeah, but my point was I was going to get their age. This is different.
Yeah, no doubt.
Those dice are getting rolled early.
Yeah, you're getting like, you know.
And again, do you think that there's different? Here's another question. Do you think that there's different revenue streams that affect that decision today for younger players than were available even then for Albert 10 years ago? Like when you think about all the off the field opportunities that there are.
Yeah,
and I'm not talking about just the normal like product type endorsements, company type endorsements, stuff like that, but the opportunity to be able to utilize and leverage an individual brand as an organization.
Yeah, I mean, I think Albert is one of those guys. I mean, like, look at the on MLB Network, it's like the no free ads, but Johnny Bench is still doing fucking ads. Like Albert Pujols will be as big now as he's a legend forever. So Albert Pujols is going to have plenty of money making opportunities post his playing career. But yeah, I think, you know, when you talk about like the Fernando Tatis contract and the Mike Trout contract, same fucking team, the Mookie Betts contract, it's like those contracts are still going to happen. Like when you get a player like a Manny Machado or a Bryce Harper and they get into their free agent, like generational talents that reach free agency before the age of 30, like those guys are going to get their money. Those guys are going to get their 10, 12, whatever the fuck years.
North of 30 ain't happening.
No, like, yeah, once you're on the wrong side of 30, you're not going to get those monster contracts anymore. And I hate to say it, but I think teams will point to Albert Pujols to deny players in the future those types of contracts. Yep. Miguel Cabrera, another guy. And I think this is fucking insane, by the way. because I made the joke about, Miguel Cabrera seeing that Pujols got released today, like what his reaction must be to seeing that news. Because I think isn't he hitting like below 100 now?
I would have.
I think
to
he
check.
might be.
He hasn't. Has he hit a home run since opening day?
I doubt it. I don't even think he's had a fucking hit.
Or in the snowstorm, whatever that was. Was that opening day?
That was opening day. Yeah.
Yeah.
But did you know that he still has like fucking 4 or 5 years?
I was going to say, I thought it was 3 years.
He's signed through like 2025. It's fucking crazy.
I mean, maybe. Hey, just throw him in the DH role. Let him pepper it. The only problem is he's not peppering it, right?
He's not doing anything.
What's he hitting? Are you going to look it up?
Sure. I mean, I do think he's hitting below. Actually, I'll look at the box score from today. Oh man, it's got to be below.
Yeah, it's 098.
Miguel Cabrera. Miguel Cabrera is hitting below 100.
You know who else is hitting 098? Danny Jansen. You know who that is?
The catcher for the Blue Jays.
Who just dropped diesel today, by the way.
Did he? Good for him.
Shout out Danny Jansen. The dude has a 99.2% block rate. 99.2% block rate.
Good for him.
You want to know how aroused that gets me? I mean, you could basically turn around on the mound and throw the ball in the dirt at the shortstop, and Danny Jansen is going to block that. Like, that's how fucking good this dude is. Yeah. And it was an honor to watch him go to work behind the dish. It really was. Like, as far as
who could have used Danny Jansen?
Tell me.
I think John Means could have used Danny Jansen.
Yeah. Heartbreaker.
Is it though? I mean, I feel like it's one of those
just
things
because
where,
that's how it goes down. Because of
everyone, just like with Galarraga, people are like, it was.
No, the Galarraga thing is different. Those are different. Like,
I know it's different. I know it's different. It's different, but people will refer back to them as like but this happened. It's like, it wasn't a perfect game, but this happened. John Means threw a no-hitter, but this happened. Like, he faced the minimum. The guy that reached base, he actually struck out.
Sure.
It's
but that's just a caveat to the game. That's the caveat. That's all
but I'm
is.
just saying that when people talk about the John Means no-hitter, they'll also bring that up. Like, but it should have been a perfect game because the one guy that reached, he actually struck out.
And that's why I say it's the same but different, because the Galarraga thing is, oh man, they just needed the correct call to be made.
They just needed cameras in, what was it, 2009? Was it the same year as you? No.
Was it? Yeah, 2010. Yes,
it was the same year?
Yeah.
Damn, if only we had fucking video cameras back in 2010. That would have been huge.
But honestly, what good does that do us? What good does that do us? We don't need to go down that road. We don't need to go down that road.
Down road? What road?
The replay road, about whether or not cameras help us.
Oh.
I mean, we've got cameras now, and we're still talking about how they don't help us. I'm not saying that wouldn't have been a clear and decisive overturn.
Yeah.
Which it would have.
It would have been, yeah.
But, hey, he got a Corvette.
He did get a Corvette.
Got a sweet ride.
That's so if you're that would have been such a weird fucking perfect game to just to have the video replay and then wait for it and then celebrate it. Like, that would have been the most awkward. Or not awkward, but it fucking ruins it anyway.
Think about the umpire though. Like if you're the umpire who's going to make that call that's going to be overturning it, like, if you can feel the magnitude of the moment, like, you have the opportunity to be the greatest showman on earth. Like, you could just all eyeballs on you. Like, ump show, kick it into gear, because you're about to make the biggest call of this dude's life. And, like, imagine the camera shots, the photos, hanging in the Louvre. Like that. This call right here. Out. Just pointing at, or maybe he even just like he's got the headphones on and he just throws the headphones off. He's like, and just everybody loses their shit.
Yeah, we blew it. We blew it as a society, because if we had just figured out a way to get the technology in 2010 to facilitate an instant replay, but it is what it is. Anyways, John Means, though. John Means is a fucking stud.
Yeah. Oh,
I want him back on the podcast.
Let's do it. I can do it. Let's do it. I've been, dude, I was talking to RDT about this guy.
Did you see his
2
wife's
weeks ago.
post this morning?
What's that?
Did you see what his wife posted this morning?
What about, like something about like, it was half inspirational, half just like kind of.
No, he was just like walking. He was walking like outside, and it's like here's like the most hungover person on planet Earth or something like that.
Oh no, I didn't see that one.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's phenomenal. No, but I was talking to RDT about it, and he just like having the opportunity. I watched him just slice and dice the A's up twice in a row. Like
happened to the Red Sox too. This is like a support group.
My God, dude.
John Means support group?
Well, it was abusive. It really was. And it's because like I felt bad watching it, and I feel bad watching him pitch against other people, because I know what those guys that are swinging and missing and flailing at shit feel like, because I've heard guys come back to the dugout that are just motherfucking that guy on the mound. Like, how the fuck are we missing? Throw a fastball, you put. Oh, he's throwing fastballs. Don't sleep on John Means. He's throwing fastballs. But he's throwing changeups too, and he's tying people in knots. It is a clinic on the art of pitching. To watch John Means go to work would seriously be like watching Picasso paint the chapel. If that's who painted the chapel. Is that who painted the chapel? No, that's Michelangelo.
You're asking me.
I don't know which Ninja Turtle. Anyway, it was fucking special to watch. Let me throw some numbers at you for this no-hitter.
Please.
He faced 27 batters. You want to know how many first pitch strikes he threw?
I want to say it was like 24.
Higher.
26.
Yes.
Yeah.
96% first strike rate.
Yeah.
You're welcome. That's getting it done. That's the best pitch in baseball. That's the best pitch in baseball is strike one. He threw 60 fastballs, 37 of those for strikes, 8 swing and misses on that pitch. And the liar, the bastard of the evening, the change piece, featured that 35 times, 28 strikes with the changeup, 24 swings out of the 28 strikes. 15 of those were swing and misses, just flailing at air, nothingness. He punched out 10 swinging, 2 window shopping. He was ahead. The minute he opened his eyes, the Mariners were down 0-1.
Yeah.
He woke up and the Mariners woke up 0-1. They got into the box like, hey, the fucking scoreboard is wrong. No, it's not, bud. We know how this plays out.
Yeah.
It was dominant. And like I said, it's not 89, 90, just kind of feeling his way through. No, here's 94 in the zone. Poof, inside, ramming it down your neck. And then he'll spin the little bender when he needs to, maybe the third time around, because he feels bad. He knows you have a family. And he's like, I just did that to him twice before the same pitch, probably back to back, these poor souls.
Yeah.
It's a fucking treat. It is a treat.
I made sure, like, I turned it on and, like, told my family.
Oh, it's like, John Means Day every fifth day. You bet your sweet ass.
It's like, I know you guys are getting ready to watch the Bruins, but we're putting John Means on today. So you fire up that fucking MLB network, and that's what we're watching at the dinner table.
And I hope as soon as he threw his last pitch, recorded that last, because the soft liner, I was on IG Live with RDT watching it. He was a little bit ahead of me, and to watch him celebrate, like it kind of reminded me of watching you lose your shit in 18, and like it was just, there's something about watching your homie like enjoy history, it just hits a little different, like I said.
Yeah.
And he was like fucking tearing up, man. Like, you know, it was great. It was fucking awesome. I was starting.
Do we have that video?
No, because I didn't save it, Jared.
You
because
motherfucker. I know you were about to like make some shit up about how like, because I wanted it to be special and like.
Oh, no. Fuck trust tree, bud. No. Yeah, completely blew it. And he hit me up right after and was like, hey, man, you think that video's archives? I want to throw. And I was like, you know what, dude? It is not. And
it is not.
I am fully responsible for that. I apologize. But he recovered the video because I think he was recording maybe on his end too.
So it exists.
Yeah, it exists. He had it. I posted on Twitter, reposted it. He posted it on Instagram.
I gotta go check that out then. I haven't seen it.
Yeah, but he was ready for it because he had the beers rolling, went in, pulled them out, cracked them together, just started hammering beers, and then he wore half of them, and I was like, you need to be pounding 9 of those for 9 no-hit innings. He's like, oh fuck, I can't. It was great though, man. It was great, but it really was like, on a serious note, if you want to watch somebody pitch the baseball, John Means is a pitcher. He's not just chucking and ducking. He's not just hoping out there. No. He's got a fucking game plan.
Yeah. It was a lot of fun to watch. He's probably one of my favorite guys to watch from a starting pitching perspective in the American League right now.
Everything
like John
about
Means'
him.
day is because it's like there's definitely like, you know, I'm not trying to take away the significance of other individuals no hitters that we've seen over like the past few years, but there are definitely guys that throw no hitters over the course of a season and they're not exactly just dominating every time out. But John Means, it's not like he has no hit stuff every time out, but he's got I'm gonna shove it up your ass stuff pretty much every time out.
He's got that mentality. And it doesn't matter if you don't have the stuff that day. If you've got that mentality, if you take that fuck you with you out to the mound in your back pocket each and every day, that fuck you doesn't know that you don't have your best stuff, okay? You might know that and have to address that to a certain extent, but that's when you pull out that FU from the back pocket and throw it on that baseball and let it eat. And that's how you survive in the big leagues when you don't have your best stuff. And even if you have below average stuff, you have the belief, you have a game plan. Those are things that guys who are really good, that throw really fucking hard, don't have to do as much of. And that's not a knock on them. That's a blessing. And those are great guys to watch throw baseballs. It's fun. It's 100 miles an hour. Good. I mean, like, it's never been a worse time to be a hitter, straight up. Because you got guys like John Means who are considered on the lower end of the velocity spectrum, who are featuring 94 from the left side, 95 if he needs to go get it.
Is he a free agent after this year?
No, he's there for a while. But I've been telling RDT each and every day, like, dude, every day he pitches for you is just a day that you have to know he's breaking up with you. Like, he's kind of slowly but surely, like, maybe it's going to be he just starts shortening the texts. And then it's one-word responses, and then it's left on red for a couple days, and then next thing you know, you see John Means out at the bar with some friends.
I'm going out with the girls tonight, and then they don't come home until 4. It's like the bar closed 3 hours ago. Where you been?
Oh, just going over video. I bet you were. Oh, yeah. That's tough.
Gonna be tough.
It's tough because you know what? Like, I think a city like Baltimore deserves a dude like John Means who has grinded, who has battled. We talk about this all the time. He was putting his LinkedIn profile together, like looking at life after the diamond, and now he's polishing diamonds, baby. Let's go.
Mm-hmm. Shout out to John Means. It was a hell of a performance. Also, shout out to Gosling's Rum. Starting 9 is sponsored by Gosling's Rum, the official rum of the Boston Red Sox and the key ingredient in the dark and stormy cocktail. You've waited patiently and baseball is finally back. It is time to relax, sit in your favorite section of the park, and watch the Red Sox have a first-place championship season. At Gosling's, they want you to pack up all of your worries and dare to be happy. To help you, they're giving away a free trip to Bermuda to one lucky winner. All you have to do is visit happy.goslingsrum.com and take the laughing challenge for a chance to win a trip to Bermuda. Laugh yourself to paradise and picture a dark and stormy cocktail in hand, sunshine, an ocean breeze, and whatever else takes you to your happy place. Visit happy.goslingsrum.com and remember to hashtag dare to be happy. Must be 21 and over to enter. Are the Yankees back?
I told you what was going to happen, didn't I?
I mean, I said the same fucking thing. I didn't think they were going to suck all year. Everyone that was like, I was like, I'm going to enjoy this little funk that they're in now because obviously it's not going to last. They're going to hit. This lineup was always going to hit. Like the main question was, is the rotation going to be anything? And I'm still not impressed by it. I know that their team ERA, I think, is like the best in the American League, but I feel like a lot of that has to do with like their bullpen. Like
it's the bullpen.
Their rotation is not that great. Like it's like I maintain that it's still not that great. Kluber's had good numbers, but he's improved his numbers against dog shit lineups. And I know that sounds awful for me to say because one of the dog shit lineups that I'm talking about is the Detroit Tigers, who coming into this 3-game series with the Red Sox did have the worst offense in baseball, but did not look like it in that series against the Red Sox. We're not talking about the Red Sox here. I'm just saying, I'm just being accountable that, it is what it is. But are the Yankees back? Yeah, the Yankees are back. So I just want to say this.
Giancarlo Stanton's back.
The Yankees are back. Stanton's not putting them on their back right now. Anyways, he is, but he's not. He is, but he's not. He is, but he's not.
You get a guy like that. It's not about putting him on his back, Jared. There's different levels to that. So if he
changes the vibe when you get a guy that's just like absolutely on fire right now.
It changes.
He's hitting like fucking 700 over the last week.
It changes how you eventually. It changes how you attack the dude ahead of him, and that obviously is going to impact how you attack him, which is going to impact the at bat after him. So it absolutely matters when you get a guy like him. It's not your fucking 8-hole that's starting to string knocks together for a few days. No. That's not what's happening here. You've got one of these beasts that's healthy and doing what MVP caliber beasts do. And that's how things start to trickle down.
Giancarlo Stanton is homered in 3 straight games. This is, again, we're recording on Thursday. Stanton is homered in 3 straight games, 8 times in his last 17 games, and 15 times in his last 34 games dating back to the first wild card game last October. So 15 homers in 34 games is a 71 home run pace over a 162 game season. So did you
71's cute.
Yeah, that is cute. Did you see what Stanton said about like the Astros cheating scandal? It was like right when it came out.
No,
He said something to the effect of I think the number was 80. He said if I knew what pitches were coming in 2017, I would have hit 80 homers. I believe it. I believe it.
You saw look at all the talk about Tatis peaking and whatnot. Like, look, we all can understand he might have known what side of the plate the pitch was going, and that gives you an idea enough. You give these dudes like as much shit as I talk on big league hitters, it's because I know how good these dudes are.
Yeah.
And I know that they have the ability to turn you around in a heartbeat. There's no other hand-eye like it on the planet. There's not. Everybody else with anywhere close to the hand-eye of these dudes, the ball's standing still. It ain't moving. It definitely ain't moving at 100 miles an hour, 24 inches a pop.
Yeah.
So,
and the other thing too about the Yankees, I mean, fuck him as a human being, but Aroldis Chapman has been a nightmare this year. Like, he's basically struck out every fucking batter that he's faced. I don't know what the percentage is, but if I looked it up right now, like batters faced to strikeouts, it would have to be north of 93%. Like in that neighborhood. Like batters faced. Strikeout percentage.
Has he given up a run yet this year?
I don't think so. I'd be surprised if he gave up a fucking hit.
Yeah, how
many? He added this fucking
change?
A splitter.
Well, the split,
yeah. He's so I think I don't know what this is obviously isn't updated from today, but yeah, it's got to be 12 innings, 26 strikeouts. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what he did today.
Did he pitch today?
Yeah. No.
So
he wouldn't have, right? Because they lost. Okay. So 11 innings, 26 strikeouts.
Yeah, that's stupid.
Yeah, he's faced 38.
What is that? That's like 20 punch outs an inning.
Yeah, that his strikeouts per 9 is 21.3. Yeah, it's honestly fucking crazy.
Oh, that's funny. That's absolutely funny. What is his?
So what is it? 26.
No, look up his
26 out of 33. So yeah,
look,
look
up his FIP. Look up his FIP.
His FIP is negative.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
It's negative 0.81.
Like he's putting money in the bank
Mm-hmm.
in the FIP department.
So
like,
he's recorded 33 outs, and 26 of them have been strikeouts. So that means that he's 79% of the outs that he's recorded this year have been strikeouts. 79%.
That means he's absolutely disgusting is what that means.
Yeah. I don't think it's fair. I don't think it's fair to be able to be that good.
It's thunder too. It's just hey man.
Dude, it's
like the
fucking 101. Like his velocity is like going back up again.
He's got to be bigger than anybody drafted. Like how many non-linemen is Aroldis Chapman bigger than that were drafted in the NFL?
Ooh.
How tall? Like how big is he? He's 6'4", 6'5"?
Yeah, he's a big motherfucker.
And he's
definitely
easily,
on steroids, allegedly.
He's easily 240.
Let's see. I don't know what they're billing him at, but it's probably bullshit. Yeah. 6'4", 218. He's like fucking he's got to be like 255.
Yeah, he is not 218.
He's not. No. Like the pictures of him during quarantine like playing cards with like a shirtless. He's got the sleeveless shirt on and his arms are bigger than most guys' quads. That dude, I don't know what gas he's on, but I mean,
bro, he is not a small individual, and it's a million miles an hour.
Yeah, it's insane. It's insane. But the Yankees are also getting Luke Voit back soon. I think he had his rehab start on Wednesday.
Yeah,
he's
been raking.
Yeah,
he's had 2 games. He's had 2 games on rehab, and he's been. I think he's hit a couple homers? No.
No, I don't know. I mean, if he homered, I didn't see it. I saw he like doubled and walked the other night.
Oh, I thought. Why did I see? Maybe I saw the graphic wrong. Then I saw it on the
DJ's being DJ. The Yankees are back. Like if you're a Yankee fan that wanted Aaron Boone fired, you should probably leave. Like if you're a Yankee fan who wanted Aaron Boone fired after 10 games into the season,
2 weeks.
You don't get to celebrate this team's success right now. Like you need to fucking take a long, hard look in the mirror and think, why am I the way that I am?
You're calling for the man I don't want to say any manager 2 weeks into the season, but you're going to be really hard pressed to find a manager 2 weeks into the season that has done or not done so much that you just can't ride with him anymore. You're like, nope, no, can't do it. Like I said, what's Boone's ERA during their rough stretch? What was his batting average during that rough stretch?
Yeah. Did he make any decisions? Like, did he do something like forget what the fucking rules are, or not even know what the rules were to begin with? Did he do something like that?
Because
that's a fireable offense, I guess.
We talk about managers. They should be winning you ball games, not many. They definitely shouldn't be losing you ball games, meaning their manipulation and handling of the bullpen should be based on what the rules and parameters are now. It's a little easier to match up. You got to run your boy out there for 3 as it is, so you pick your spot to have him touch down and let him run, and you're planning out and mapping out successes and failures beyond that. But like to have to manage the bullpen, those are things that's it. I don't want to say that's it, but a lot of the other decisions are coming from the top. Why certain guys are playing, why they're playing where they are playing, right? A lot of those decisions are, I don't want to say being forced on managers, but the manager doesn't have as much control and as much say over those decisions as maybe some had in the past. And that goes for everybody.
Yeah. All right, so the Yankees are back. They did lose that last game of the series to the Astros, but yeah, it was fun. Yeah. It was fun. I mean, I thought it was really cool actually when Bregman was getting the shit boot out of him in the first game, and then he just fucking rocked one into the fucking bullpens out there in left field. That was great.
Well, and how about the Altuve homer? Because I did tell the Yankee fans that felt like the Astros were going to come in and just
shove it up their ass. Didn't happen.
Kick the shit out of them.
Yankees win the series. Yankees win the series, but the Astros get the last laugh. They get the win there in the
Altuve,
final game.
The fuck your birthday chant. Boom, homer, beat it.
They chanted "fuck your birthday."
Yeah, fuck your birthday. Oh yeah,
that's funny.
Chew on this 3-run jack.
Yeah, I saw a video of an Astros fan. They were filming as like Altuve hits the ball and it's sailing and it goes over the fence, and then there's a dude in an Astros jersey and he's like, "Fuck Altuve." Well, we're not doing that anymore. Yankee fans were not pleased, but they take the series, and Stanton stays hot 3 games with a homer. And I mean, you heard the numbers. Stanton's fucking hitting the shit out of ball. What did Aaron Judge struck out in 6 straight plate appearances.
Did they boo him like they did Stanton?
No, he's the golden boy. They would never.
They'd have to be.
I can't recall Aaron Judge ever getting booed.
No.
Anyways, speaking of needing to get booed, how concerned are we with the Dodgers? What are they, like 4-12?
Not concerned. They've just got guys that aren't hitting right now. They've got a few guys that aren't hitting right now, and that's what happens.
Injuries.
They got injuries. They've got guys that aren't producing. Multiple. That's just that. That's baseball. That's what slumps are. Like, slumps have the anatomy of a slump. It could be one guy that's been hot and carrying your team that starts to cool off, and now he's just kind of cooled off and come down to earth, and everybody else, you now see that they're not producing as well. There could also be a group of people that are hot that come back down to earth at the same time. Things start to fizzle out. Or maybe collectively, guys just start to suck at the same time. And that can be a part of the slump on top of some injuries. So now you've got guys that you might have to play a little more every day. Maybe in spots you're trying to piece this thing together. Dave Roberts has a lot of utilitarian players that he can move around. But you still have to think about getting production from your stars, and if that's not going down,
Are you blaming Mookie Betts for this?
I'm not blaming anybody. It's a collective effort.
Well, you said the stars.
Lack of production right now.
I mean, he's the best player on the team. He's the best player on the team.
Is.
Dallas, he's the best player on the team.
He is the best player on the team. He's one of the best players in baseball.
So would you say it's mostly his fault then?
No, I wouldn't say that at all.
You wouldn't.
I wouldn't.
So you're blaming the stars, but then it's not the biggest star's fault. Like, wouldn't the Bucks start with him?
What do you want him to do everything? Like, what do you want out of Mookie Betts? He can only do so much.
Right. I mean, it'd be nice if he did anything. So the Dodgers started off their season 13-2.
Hot. Very hot.
Since then, guess what their record is, Dallas?
I believe they've lost 13 out of the last 17 or 13
Correct.
Out of the last 18?
No, 13 out of the last 17. They're 4-13. They're hitting 208 as a team. Yikes! 208 with a 665 OPS.
Mm-hmm.
Only the Tigers have had a worse record in all of baseball than the Dodgers over the last 17 games, and the Tigers are the fucking absolute worst team in baseball. They are bad. They got walked off twice by the Cubs. Rizzo. I mean, that was quite the comeback. You see Jock pimping that sack fly.
Pimping the sack, yeah, not great. He didn't even want to high five anybody coming into the dugout.
No, but I mean, it was funny, and I get
it's funny.
it. Like, you want to stick it to your old team, and
sure,
it's like, yeah, you should have fucking kept me, bitch. It's like, well, I mean, you still tied it. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that.
No, it's not a loss. It's not an L per se.
Nobody. I mean, it's an out, but
productive
still tie
out.
the game.
It's a productive out.
Can't get more productive than tying the game. Maybe winning it would have been, I guess. Would have been a little bit more productive, but I'm not concerned about the Dodgers. I'm not concerned about the Dodgers because they are playing dog shit baseball right now. They're not hitting, and you did lose Dustin May, but you still got Clayton Kershaw who got fucked up. And it was a Wrigley Day game. It was the first game of the series, right?
Worst start of his career.
Yeah, that was bad. But I mean, shit happens. It's not a sign of things to come. He just had a little bit of a dud, and he's going to keep it moving. The Dodgers will be fine. Well, they'll still win the division.
I mean, you pitch for 36 years in the big leagues like he is right now, and it takes you that long to have the worst start of your career.
Yeah.
It's going to happen.
Who gives a fuck?
Not
Dodger fans.
Because I live in a world where Clayton Kershaw is a world champion.
He is. And he deserves to hear that on a regular basis. But let me just say this. You lose Dustin May. Imagine losing Dustin May, who is absolutely electric, 98-mile-an-hour two-seamers, and blowing 100 whenever he wants to. You lose that guy. You still have Clayton Kershaw, Walker Buehler,
Urias,
Trevor Bauer, Julio Urias. And I guess people got mad that I mentioned that they still have David Price. Like, well, David Price is washed up. How can you mention him in the same sentence? Because he has a fucking Cy Young. That's why I can mention him in the same sentence. And you still have Tony Gonsolin. So, yeah. I mean, there's no team on earth. Like, if you were the Titanic and hitting the iceberg was losing Dustin May, you still got all these watertight compartments that are going to keep you right the fuck blowing full steam ahead. You're good. You can hit the iceberg and you're straight up fine.
Yeah.
Other teams, they lose a guy with that type of talent, they're going down.
Well, that's what I was going to say. If Dustin May is on any other team and they incur that loss, that's a different ballgame.
Huge. But to have this embarrassment of riches, this is why you do it. This is why, when everyone was like, oh, Jesus, they signed Trevor Bauer. Like, what do you need him for? Because shit happens, and shit is happening. So they're prepared for it. It's smart. If you have the money to do it, and
that's why they
you've built you've got the winning culture that you want to keep going. You just won the World Series. How many teams win the World Series and then they just take the offseason off? They're like, fuck it.
You know what I would like to have
Dodgers,
seen?
The Dodgers won the fucking World Series and then made they made Trevor Bauer the highest paid player on a single season salary in baseball history. How many teams, not even saying that the following offseason that you have to make a single player the highest paid player ever, but how many teams would love to see, okay, we won the World Series, now let's be super aggressive again. Like, let's run it back. Not just like with the same group. Let's breathe new life into it. And that's why you do shit like that.
What I wanted to see happen during this time was Trevor Bauer take the ball every fourth day.
Ooh. I mean, he did say he wanted to do that.
And that's where, like, man, can we get the representation? Can we get the agent to like start wiggling those things in? Like, hey, should the man start taking the ball every fourth day? Can we talk incentives on doing so? Like,
that would have been nice. But at the same time, it's like.
And just for the record, I'd like a portion of that return. Should that be something that gets negotiated in later? I just want that on the record.
If you're the team, though, do you incentivize less rest time? Like, I know that Bauer, he takes his measurements every single day. His fucking
there's a bunch of insurance going back and forth there.
Yeah. Because if you're the Dodgers, it's like, all right, that'd be cool, I guess, if the defending
you're hitting fast forward basically on the shelf life of your investment.
Yeah, but you're also putting some wear and tear on the arm that you're dropping $40 million on.
That's what I just said.
What did you say? You didn't word it like that. What did you say?
No, I said you are fast forwarding the shelf life of your investment.
Yeah, I took that as like you're using him more.
Well, they would be.
Yeah, which is not. I mean, it depends on
which is fast
who you
forwarding
are.
the shelf life of the investment that they made.
Right, but it's about perspective. If you're Bauer, that's a good thing. If you're the team, you might argue that that's a bad thing.
Right, which is why I said there would be a bunch of insurance going back and forth, like Bauer saying incentivize this, and the team would be saying, I don't know if we can. Here's some insurance in place. If you do, we'd be wanting to recoup X, Y, and Z. And Bauer's going to say, well, we'd only be willing to put X, Y, and Z up in an effort to make an effort to start on February 4th. It would just be so convoluted it wouldn't happen. And that was why I said I don't think anybody's looking to fast forward the shelf life of their investment.
This whole conversation's just got me thinking about nuts.
I want to snack hard right now.
Yeah. Do you have any suggestions?
Well, yeah. Did you get the bag that I sent you?
I have many bags.
I found an incredible website.
What is it?
You now have a bunch of nuts in your drawer, in your cupboard. I've got
12 bags.
And it's if you are a snacker and you're looking for the healthy alternative, these are the way to go. This is the way to go. Nuts.com is the way to go. It's the best kept secret of savvy snackers across the land. That's no joke. Like if you're in a snacking circle, underground snacking circle, this is something they're talking about. Maybe you're not hip to. Well, we're going to learn you something. And it's not just for nuts lovers. It's your one-stop online pantry shop. That's what nuts.com is all about. The simple and convenient way to have nutritious, delicious, healthy nuts, dried fruit, flours, grains, so many other high-quality foods delivered straight to your door. There's over 4,000 products to choose from. It's not just nuts, folks. Delicious, healthy kid family snacks, dried strawberries, custom trail mix like you put it together, plus all the raw, organic, roasted, salted, and candied nuts you can imagine. Even chocolate dipped. Little treat on the trail for that ass. Believe it. Plus all the raw, organic, roasted. Oh, I mean, it's everything you could want. I've already told you that. Easy to navigate. Great photos. You can see the food you're going to be eating. You a fan of that? I'm a fan of that. I don't think that makes you any less of a institution if you're throwing up photos. Gluten-free vegans? Oh, yeah. They got stuff for you, too. Delivery, on time, super fast. Most orders ship in the same day, as a matter of fact. Fresher than the damn supermarket. So I don't know how you're not already on board. NewNuts.com. Customers get free shipping on your first order when you text Barstool to 64000. That's Barstool. That's what you're texting to 64000. That's going to get you free shipping on your first order from nuts.com. Again, Barstool to 64000. Terms to apply. Available at nuts.com/terms.
Just some quick notes here on a couple of minor league guys.
Ooh, the bus leagues, baby. Let's jump on the bus, Carrabis.
The minors are back. Minor league baseball has returned. And the Cincinnati Reds, this guy's going to be a fucking problem. Hunter Greene.
Dude.
He took the mound on Wednesday, his first start for Double-A Chattanooga. The Lookouts.
Look out.
Guess what his velo was? Guess what the velo was?
I know what his velo was.
Yeah?
Because I was there the day this dude got drafted, Jared. I was the representative for the Oakland A's when Hunter Greene's name was announced the day he was drafted at MLB Network. And I had obviously been put on game then, had gotten the video, had seen his high school performances, and was just blown away. Blown away because him and Brendan McKay were in the same draft. They were both there. Big lefty, Tampa guy, two-way player. And like lefties throw a 95. I was in awe of him, but Hunter Greene is dropping dick and blowing a hundo as a 17-year-old. It's just stupid. Stupid talent.
So what was the velo?
102?
102.
Popping 102s, bud.
Double A.
Starter.
Yeah. That's exciting.
Starter.
That's exciting stuff. 102. And then Wander Franco, I want to say over his last 2 games, he's hit for the cycle.
Yes.
Not
with a
like,
mammo.
Yeah, not.
I can't
hit for
wait.
the cycle in back-to-back games, but 2 games combined, he hit for the cycle.
No, yes.
He's going to be a fucking problem, too.
I can't wait to see him. Yeah.
Wander?
Wander. Yeah, his first full season, dude. 327, 398, 487 slash line, 43 extra base hits.
Did I pick him for the American League Rookie of the Year this year? We still haven't seen him yet.
I don't know. I don't think so.
You don't think I picked him?
I don't think you picked him. You may have. I don't think you did, though. I don't know. We'll have to go back to Dr. Claw and check that.
Yeah. Oh, man. Most guys have tried different ways to last longer, but thinking about baseball doesn't always work. The folks at Roman, an online men's health company, are changing the game with Roman Swipes. It is the secret to longer lasting sex.
You ever try just ramming your wiener in a car door?
I don't think so.
No, probably. Yeah.
No.
I'd go Swipes.
Yeah, you got to go Swipes here. Roman Swipes are a clinically proven way to last longer in bed. They're effective, easy to use, and fast acting, but don't require a prescription. I mean, the fast acting part is definitely important. I feel like we don't emphasize that part enough because, I mean, you're about to, like, go to Pound Town and you just, like, swipe that on, and it's like, all right, now what? I mean, if you're in the moment, you're in the moment. Like, who the fuck's got time to wait around? So the fast acting aspect of Roman Swipes are very key. Roman can ship swipes to you in discreet, unmarked packaging, and each swipes packet is small enough to hide in your wallet for whenever you need it. They're super easy to use. You just take the swipes out of the packet. You swipe it on. You let it dry, and you're good to go. That's it. That's all you got to do. It's very simple. Very, very easy, simple process. You go to GetRoman.com/starting, and you get your first month of swipes for just $5 when you choose a monthly plan. That is GetRoman.com/starting. You use that link, and you you choose the monthly plan. You get your first month of swipes for just $5.
It's the route you need to go if you're trying to go CG shut piece.
Didn't fucking Wheeler throw a CG shut piece today?
Zach Wheeler?
Yeah, right.
I did not see that. I mean, you got to understand, Jared.
I know. I thought, like, I know that you were. I'm calling a Major League Baseball game, so I can't watch all the other games because I'm focused on one Major League Baseball game. The way that you said it, like you just fucked my brain. Like I was like, is that not his name? Like, dude, I was like, wait.
Thank you for being honest about that because the way you looked at me had me thinking, is that not his name? Did I?
Yeah.
Like, and I almost threw out a Jack. I was like, oh well, Jack. No, Jack Wheeler. That's not fucking. That's not right either.
Yeah, I mean, Brandon Woodruff. So today, I think it was Alec Baum. I was loosely watching that game. It was Phillies Brewers.
I saw Alec Baum went deep because I got him on my fantasy
deep.
team.
Yeah. So he goes deep. Brandon Woodruff, I think, struck out 11 or 12 guys, and the Brewers' offense did nothing for him. The Brewers' offense has been dragging ass.
They need him some yelly, baby.
But yeah, Zach Wheeler, CG shut piece. So
shout out. I'll have to look at the. Oh yeah, I'll have to fire off a tweet.
Yeah, Jacob deGrom could be coming back on Sunday though.
I sure as to hell hope so. I don't need. Come on, don't do that to me.
Yeah,
don't do that to me. And I don't want to think about this. And what sucks about this is it's an. I don't even want to say the word. It is a setback that could linger if not paid attention to.
Okay.
And I really hope, and I want to believe that. Look, he's a competitor, but he's smart. He knows what's up. Like. He's not going to put himself in a compromising situation. I'd like to think that. And I'd like to think that the Mets would also not put the greatest pitcher on planet Earth in a compromising situation. So with all that being said, hopefully the scratch was, precautionary to a degree. They knew they had to make the decision, but he's not going to be trying to rush back through anything. He identified what was kind of going on. He talked about his mechanics being a little off here. Let me look for the quote. I'll read the quote. I noticed my mechanics were off. Looked at some of the video, got some of the numbers, and my arm was down a little bit, flying open. So that's obviously going to put some stress on my arm. So just an aside, that's the place that technology has in the game as well. Being able to go back and look at those things and correlate a feeling and then getting data feedback and having that answer some of the questions you might have.
Yeah.
Just think about it, folks. This is how the game's greatest pitcher right now has gone back and assessed what was going wrong, why he's feeling what he's feeling, and he doesn't have to just wake up the next day and go in the room and go, yeah, my fucking back, just right here, this little fucking, I don't know. Well, we'll put some tussin on it and call it a day. Like, no, that's not. So, just an aside. That's another reason why you're wanting to use technology.
I think Nick Pivetta did this.
Did what?
I think Nick Pivetta fucked up Jacob deGrom. Bad. Nick Pivetta had I believe, the longest at bat of the season against Jacob deGrom this season.
How many pitches was it? 8?
Something like that. He battled. Like I'm not even joking. Like Nick Pivetta had the best at bat against Jacob deGrom this season.
Well, he was pumped about just fouling shit off.
Yeah,
as you should be.
But I think he did statistically. I think he had the longest at bat of the season. Yeah.
Well, yeah, it would just matter of how many fucking pitches did he
swing a little bit.
Yeah.
Christian Yelich is back on the injured list, which sucks.
Boo.
I feel bad. I mean, like, that's got to be so fucking frustrating to have your back spasms and you're sitting on the sidelines while the team is playing well, and then but they still need you. And there's so many elements to that where, you want to justify your contract, and it's early on in the contract, and you're sitting there and you think you feel better, and then you get back out there, and then it's just right back to the fucking beginning process of recovering and not having back spasms. So that sucks for a guy that I know is super competitive.
The quote from Counsell kind of gives you a good idea, and then Yelly gives you some insight too. But this is Craig Counsell, and this was on May 4th when he had this quote. Last night, he told us that he's not going to be able to do this on a daily basis, and so we need to stop and completely resolve this. At this point, we don't have an answer. And that's just not what you want to hear. Not at all. And then Yelly followed up with, I wasn't where I needed to be yesterday. Again, this coming out on May 4th. I was able to make it through the game, but being able to stack games on top of each other just wasn't there. Pretty much why we're back to being where we are. So you feel for a dude because you know what kind of competitor he is, like you said. You know what he means to this lineup. But as of right now, you're thinking about, like, it's you don't want to be selfish, but you got to think about my career.
Yeah.
Like, it's not about putting games together now. It's about my career. Can I get myself healthy to a point where continuing to do this isn't going to create massive permanent damage later? You hate to even have those conversations, but when you're talking about a guy's back, like, dude, is going to be able to bend over and pick his kids up. That's the kind of shit you think about, and you hate that you go there mentally, but that's exactly where you go when stuff like this comes up. And you have to take that step back and say, look, while the season means a ton to me right now, what means more to me is my career and being able to perform over the long haul. So, yeah, we just, obviously, everybody knows how we feel about Yelly. Wish him nothing but the best. Hope he gets this shit right, man.
He'll be back.
Oh, for sure. He'll be back.
It's
just a matter of time.
TikTok. Joey Votto, he'll probably be out for like a month. He broke his goddamn thumb.
Wear it.
Yeah. Joey Votto still bangs, though. That's the thing.
Oh, no doubt. And that's the first time this dude has been clipped since when?
What year is it? Like 2000 fucking...
He's been hit since like 2015 or some shit.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
I don't know. That's probably wrong. Maybe that seems like a long time. But I think it's close to being right.
I can actually tell you right now.
All right. Tell me.
I'll tell you right fucking now. You want to know now?
Tell me right now. loser.
I can tell you his entire to and from injured list history.
Well, you just tell me when your computer loads and tell me.
Well, I mean, it is. My internet's fucking brutal. Joey Votto. He did. Well, if this doesn't count, he went on the injured list last year with illness, and then 10-day IL, strained lower back 2019, 2018, 2014, 2012, 2009. Yeah, so there's not a ton of trips. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in his career. Which is, I mean, he's been around for a long time. To only hit the deck 8 times is not terrible.
So when's the last time you got drilled?
I just told you, 2020.
Oh, 2020?
August 3rd with illness. Strained lower back was 2019. Then you went on the 60-day in 2014 for a strained left quad. Yeah, the quad was a motherfucker in 2014, apparently.
Right, I'm not really concerned with Joseph Votto's IL history. I just wanted to know when the son of a bitch got hit last because I thought it was an eon ago, but it was 3 months ago.
Yeah, it was last year. It's last August.
It was last year. Yeah. So it sucks because you don't want, as always, Joey Votto's an entertaining dude.
Yeah, he is.
I want Joey Votto.
Rougned Odor's on the IL after that home plate collision. That didn't look great. Look great.
No, he
could have been avoided too.
What a clusterfuck
situation that was.
Yeah, Maldonado is a brick shithouse, if we're just being honest.
Yeah, he did not go on the IL, and he hit a fucking moon bomb.
He hit a homer today.
Yeah,
or the next day. I thought he hit a homer today too. Did he hit a homer today?
He hit one today.
No. He did get a knock. I think it might have been the first knock off Garrett Cole today. Yeah, that was scary. That was very scary. But like you said, there was no avoiding that. So he'll be out. Hopefully the cobweb's clear. We do got to talk about this mistake, this oversight.
What oversight?
And I got to tell you, my preseason manager of the year candidate is not really doing me any favors.
Did you pick Tony?
I told you I was gonna.
You had a lot of shit picks.
It's Jared. It's easy to pick fucking safe shit. I wanted to because look, tell me this now.
I didn't pick a safe pick. I just didn't pick the worst pick imaginable.
I didn't tell you that you picked a safe pick. I told you that I didn't, and here's why. And you can't tell me that I'm wrong when I tell you this. If Tony doesn't have the shit that he's already gone through, if he doesn't have to deal with that shit already, okay? And the White Sox win this division.
This is beneath you. This is beneath you.
No, it's not at all. You tell me that.
You are trying to justify your Tony La Russa Manager of the Year pick on May 6th when he's about to get fired. No, Jared, just listen to me. You're not listening to me. Just hear me out.
No, I'm not. No, there's no defending at this point what has gone on. There's no defending that. Okay. No. What I'm trying to explain to you about my preseason pick was, did I see him not knowing the fucking rules to baseball? No, I didn't see that coming. Jared, I'm sorry, man. So if you're gonna
didn't see that coming? Wait. Let me ask you that seriously.
What?
If I said before the season started and it's the day of the predictions podcast and then hold on and then you make your Tony La Russa pick.
There's too many nerds.
And then when you say Tony La Russa is my pick for Manager of the Year, and I say, Dallas, this guy's so fucking old, so out of touch, he hasn't been managing. What would you be surprised if he forgot or just didn't know some of the brand new rules? What would you have said then?
I would have said, you know what, Jared? It probably wouldn't surprise me, but the fact that there are the nerds that there are surrounding him, there's no point where he's not going to know that or that is an option. And that is just that's true. There's no way that because that's a bigger problem, is it not? That's a bigger problem. If everybody in that dugout Or excuse me.
I did think of that. Like, how did no one say, "Hey,
dugout,
Tony, do you know the fucking rules, man?
Right.
Do you know what goes on here?"
Carrabis, you mean that phone rings from upstairs, bud?
Yeah, no doubt.
Oh, it does. And so in that situation, like honestly, you see Liam out there. Like you can't fucking call hey, Tony, we got to get somebody else out there.
Yeah.
Just whoever
Because it would have been Jose
before.
Abreu. Yeah,
Right.
Jose Abreu.
Just get him out there. Get him to second.
Yeah.
Get him to second.
Instead, you got your fucking your off-season
Your
prize
closer.
closer.
Yeah, you just
Here
give
comes
a
Liam
guy,
Hendricks to save the day.
You just give a guy $30-40 million, and he's out there as the extra runner in extra innings. And I pose this question: was Liam Hendricks, and this was under the premise that you had to have Liam as the runner there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, is this the same thing? Liam Hendricks being the extra runner at second base in extra innings, is that like Tom Brady having to return the kickoff in overtime because they just couldn't get it done, and that's the rule? This is who has to run it back now. It's like, what the fuck? Why? Who would ever do that? Who would ever agree to that being a rule? Like, where you could ever have somebody in that situation?
Well, Tom Brady's probably a little bit more fragile than like a Liam Hendricks would be in that situation.
Your quarterback, whoever it is,
Yeah.
like, do you want that person? Like, not talking about whoever it is. You want your high profile, like even your wide receiver. And there's receivers who run shit back. I get it, but like, no, you're just. There's guys that you're not putting in that spot. Guys that you don't want to have in that spot. Not because of the rules, anyway.
I don't want Liam in that spot.
No. Yeah. Tough scene.
It's too bad. Well, all right. So let me ask you this and answer it honestly, because I know that your pick is on the line.
Oh no, that pick is fucking dumb.
Does Tony make it to the end of the season?
Oh, dude. Do I have to answer that verbally? Oh man. Because look, you want to know why he does? If he does,
because he's friends with fucking Reinsdorf.
Well, obviously
Yes.
that plays a role in it.
That's why he got hired in the fucking first place.
Clearly.
But, like, you have to know that like the smart baseball executives in that organization are fucking furious.
Oh, could you imagine what that group chat looks like?
Oh my God.
Could you imagine, like, that group chat is getting people fired. You're getting banned from baseball if you're a part of that group chat. I mean, like, there are arrows being fired.
No doubt. And as they should be, because he never should have gotten hired in the first place. It's been a disaster since day one. Here's why he stays.
Because he's dealt with, like, you lose Lubob and you lose Eloy early on.
I mean, it's almost like it's not a matter of we're going to fire you because the team's not doing well. They have the best run differential in the division by a lot. Did they play today?
But let's say that evens out and they start to really miss those guys.
Okay, yeah, sure. I mean, I still think that even with like Eloy and Roberts, like, it's still a very winnable division. Like, that's. Did I say Roberts? Luis Robert.
You did say Roberts. He's just one Robert.
He's just one.
Just a Bob.
Yeah, that's a very winnable division even without those two. I mean, you obviously worry about what could happen in the postseason, but yeah, if he loses his job, it has nothing to do with the team's performance. It's more just like, this guy is going to cost us in the postseason because of a decision that he does or does not make. It's not about what the team does over 162. It's about if we get into a Game 6 elimination game, like our backs are against the wall, or we're in a Game 7 scenario, do we trust Tony to push the right buttons? I don't think there are many people in that front office that are like, yeah, definitely.
I don't disagree.
Yeah.
That's why, hey.
I think, and you also have to consider, this is an organization that is not known for spending a ton of money. Like you just mentioned, Liam Hendricks made, $40 million, whatever it was. He's probably the third highest paid player in team history at that number. So it's a matter of, we have a window of time to win a championship. We have some of these cost-controlled players are in their prime seasons, and we've added veteran free agents from the outside to supplement our core here. We have a window to do something special, and this is the guy that's at the helm. Like, this is the guy that's going to bring us to the promised land. No, he's not. And I don't it was a mistake. And I hope that they don't have too much pride to not be able to admit that they made a mistake up front. Like that. Like, that's why you have to be able to acknowledge.
You have to be able to acknowledge that
a lot of organizations won't do that.
Of bringing, because like this is what it was for me, and this is why I I went out on the limb of Tony being the manager of the year, because back to my point being, just being serious for a minute, if he can get out of his own way and get out of that clubhouse's way and just lets them do their thing, and from time to time makes a move where you're like, oh, you know what? I could see how that works out. Maybe he brings Liam in a high leverage spot before the ninth inning and hands it over to somebody else down there in that bullpen. And you're like, damn, you know what? That's the Tony that fucking invented manipulating the bullpen. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
If that happens and they win their division and they do what they do, you're looking at it going, you know what? That whole bring the cool grandpa in who knows how to handle these young kids and is just going to let them do what they do kind of vibe, that worked. Because that's what the Astros have done with Dusty Baker. Dusty Baker, Tony La Russa, two completely different individuals. Dusty Baker is a cool motherfucker. And I'm not telling you that Tony La Russa isn't. I'm just telling you that how Dusty and Tony operate, very different in terms of the communication, very different in terms of how they just basically, I'll leave it at communication. Yeah.
We can end it on a cool note here. Drew Robinson, if you saw the ESPN Plus story about him, professional baseball player, attempted suicide, survived. I mean, like I can't do the story justice just by sitting here and telling you, but if you're unfamiliar with his story, go check it out. I mean, there's like a mini doc and there's a written piece by, I believe, Jeff Passan. Mm-hmm. It is by Jeff Passan. I'm a fucking idiot. Go check that out. But it is quite the inspirational story. He lost his eye, so he shot himself in the head and lost his right eye, I want to say. Mm-hmm. And now, I think we found out yesterday, he has made the Giants AAA roster, which is
he's in the lineup tonight.
Awesome.
He's in the lineup tonight.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think that there's a person on planet Earth that's not rooting for Drew. So
no. And Jared, I think you're right. I don't think either one of us could do the story justice.
No,
so
you have to go
really
watch that.
The emphasis is on please go watch this. Please go watch this, because the message and the impact transcends baseball. It's not just about baseball. You could put yourself in this man's shoes and apply your scenario to him, and it's just it's a reminder of how important it is to be able to try to share your emotion, but also understand that you just never know what other people are going through. You don't know what kind of day somebody's having. You don't. And if you can operate under that premise, then you can be the softer landing that somebody might be in need of at that very moment in time, at that day. And you might not have any idea that you had that impact, but just having that understanding, that can help. And if you feel like you need to reach out to somebody, if you feel like you need to talk to somebody, we are partners with folks that provide those services, and we encourage you to do so. And at this time, I will leave you with the number to the National Suicide Hotline. And remember, you are worth something. Your life is worth something. We are all on this rock together trying to pull in the same direction. So if you need some help, you need somebody to talk to, please dial 1-800-273-8255.
I can't wait for his first homer. That highlight. Ooh.
Oh my God.
Can't wait for that. That is going to be a hell of a moment. We're all rooting
I want
for
him. I want him to turn around and throw the bat out of the fucking stadium. just heave it.
Yeah, I can't wait. All right, we'll be back next week, and we'll be starting that Mount Rushmore series. I don't know what team we're going to start with. I mean, that's all to Dr. Claw.
We'll figure that out.
Cool. All right, see you next week. Enjoy baseball this weekend.
We go.